Most men believe that keeping a woman happy means making her feel safe all the time. They shower her with attention, agree with everything she says, and remove every possible challenge from the relationship. At first, she might appreciate the comfort, but over time, something begins to fade. Her excitement, her curiosity, her desire. True love doesn't grow in a place where nothing changes. It thrives in moments of tension, uncertainty, and emotional highs and lows. When everything is predictable, her heart no longer races. She stops seeing you as a man she could lose and starts seeing you as a permanent fixture, safe, but invisible. The irony is that the deeper form of love, the kind that burns with passion and loyalty, often comes only when a man is willing to challenge a woman's comfort zone. Not to hurt her, but to awaken the part of her that still wants to chase, wonder, and fight for you. Step 1. Understand her silent pain. Every woman carries a story the world will never fully know. Behind her laughter, her confidence, and her carefully chosen words, there may be wounds that time hasn't healed. Broken trust, heartbreak, betrayal, or even unspoken disappointments from childhood. This is not weakness, it's part of the human experience. But here's the truth most men miss. A woman will only allow someone into her deepest emotional world when she feels that person truly sees her, not just her beauty or her body, but her soul. To understand her silent pain, you must learn to listen in a way most people never do. Not the kind of listening where you're waiting for your turn to speak, but listening to the spaces between her words. Pay attention to her pauses, to the way her voice changes when certain topics come up, to the flicker in her eyes when she talks about her past. Sometimes she won't tell you directly. She might even joke about things that hurt her. That's when you must read the emotional undertone, not just the literal meaning. Observation is your ally here. Notice the small details, the way she stiffens slightly when a certain subject is mentioned, the way she becomes quieter in a crowd, or the way she touches her wrist when she's anxious. These signals are windows into her inner world. They are subtle, but they speak volumes if you know how to read them. And when she does open up, resist the urge to fix her pain right away. Many men believe that offering solutions will make them appear strong and dependable. But often, what she needs first is not a solution, it's presence. She needs to feel that you can stand with her in her storm without trying to shut it down. This is where emotional strength shows itself. In patience, in empathy, and in the ability to hold space for someone without judgment. One of the most powerful things you can do is to remember what she shares. Even if she mentions it only once, if she told you months ago about a difficult time in her life, bring it up gently later to show you listened and you cared. That single act tells her you value her enough to carry her story with you. When you take the time to understand her silent pain, you send an unspoken message. I see you. I accept you. You don't need to hide with me. And that is the first crack in the walls she has built around her heart. Step 2. Mirror. Without imitating. When people feel a deep connection, it's often because they sense a reflection of themselves in the other person. Psychologists call this mirroring. The subtle act of matching someone's body language, tone, or emotional state. But there is a fine line between genuine reflection and obvious imitation. If you copy a woman too perfectly, she will sense it's unnatural, and the connection will feel forced. The goal is not to become her mirror image, but to create an emotional rhythm where both of you move in harmony while you remain unmistakably yourself. Start by observing her natural patterns. How does she speak when she's excited? How does her tone shift when she's vulnerable? Does she lean forward when she's deeply engaged, or does she pull back when she needs space? When you subtly adapt to these cues, slightly matching her pace of speech, echoing her energy level, or aligning your gestures, you send a subconscious message: I'm on your wavelength. However, mirroring is not just physical, it's emotional. If she shares a moment of joy, let your expression reflect genuine happiness for her. If she speaks about something painful, don't reach to change the topic. Instead, let your demeanor soften, showing that you feel the weight of her words. This emotional synchronization makes her feel understood on a level most people never reach. The magic happens when you combine familiarity with mystery. Familiarity comes from showing her that you get her. Mystery comes from maintaining your own distinct energy. You're not just adapting to her. You're bringing something she can lean on, something steady and unshakable. This is where most men fail. They either remain completely rigid, forcing her to adjust to them, or they bend too much, losing their own essence in the process. Mirroring isn't about becoming her reflection in every detail. It's about building a rhythm that feels natural for both of you. Think of it as a dance where sometimes you follow her lead, sometimes you take the lead, but the music always feels in sync. That's the sweet spot. She senses you're aligned enough to feel safe, yet distinct enough to keep her intrigued. When you master the art of mirroring without imitating, you create a dynamic connection where she feels both understood and fascinated. She walks away from each interaction feeling, I don't know why, but I just feel good around him. And that feeling is the seed from which deeper attraction grows. Step 3. Create subtle moments. Grand gestures may win attention, but it's the small, unexpected moments that truly etch themselves into a woman's heart. A diamond ring or an extravagant trip might impress her in the moment, but years later, it's the quiet memory of a shared glance, an unexpected touch, or a perfectly timed word that will still bring a smile to her face. These are what I call subtle moments, brief, almost invisible acts that carry powerful emotional weight. The key is to make these moments feel natural, never staged. If you try too hard, she will sense the intention behind it, and the magic will fade. Instead, focus on being present and attentive, noticing opportunities that most men overlook. For example, if you're walking together and she shivers slightly, you can adjust your pace to shield her from the wind without saying a word, or when she talks about something important. Lean in slightly, hold her gaze a second longer, and let silence fill the air, allowing her to feel that her words truly matter to you. Timing is everything. Subtle moments lose their impact if they happen too frequently or predictably. Their power comes from surprise. A single sentence spoken when she least expects it. I love the way your eyes light up when you talk about your dreams. Can have more emotional force than hours of empty compliments. These moments work because they are specific, personal, and anchored to the present. Another important element is emotional contrast. If your interactions are always light and playful, a rare, serious comment will carry greater weight. If you're usually reserved, a sudden, heartfelt remark will stand out. The contrast makes the moment more memorable because it disrupts her expectations and draws her focus entirely to you. Timing and subtlety could influence more than force or wealth. In matters of the heart, the same applies. When you create moments that feel effortless yet deeply personal, you bypass the mind's defenses and speak directly to her emotions. In time, these subtle moments weave together into a tapestry of shared experiences, not loud or showy, but intimate and lasting. She may not remember the exact date you gave her a gift, but she will remember the way she felt in that quiet moment when you looked at her as if she was the only person in the world. Step 4. Let her take the lead. One of the most powerful, yet counterintuitive ways to win a woman's heart is to create space for her to pursue you. Most men believe they must always be the one initiating, planning, and leading every interaction. While leadership has its place, constantly chasing can tip the balance, making her feel like the prize without ever needing to invest in you. But when you shift the dynamic so that she takes an active role in building the connection, the bond becomes stronger because she's emotionally investing too. This doesn't mean you disappear or become passive. It means you create moments where she has the opportunity and the desire to step forward. For example, instead of always texting first, leave some conversations open-ended so she's the one to reach out next. If you've been the one planning every date, occasionally leave the choice up to her. Say, "Next time, surprise me with something you love." That single shift signals that you value her input and creativity, and it subtly invites her to put effort into the relationship. Why does this work? Psychology calls it the investment principle. The more effort someone puts into something, the more they value it. If she's initiating contact, suggesting plans, or finding ways to make you smile, she's unconsciously convincing herself that you're worth the investment. It's no longer just you chasing her. It's both of you moving toward each other. But there's another layer to this: emotional ownership. When a woman feels she's contributing to the relationship, she doesn't just feel connected. She feels responsible for keeping that connection alive. She'll think about you more often, not because you're constantly reminding her of your presence, but because she's actively participating in your story together. People are more loyal to what they help create than to what is simply given to them. This means that when she invests her time, energy, and emotions into you, she's far less likely to walk away, because part of her heart is now entwined with the effort she's made. The key is balance. Give her space to step forward, but also recognize when to take the lead again. The dance between pursuit and invitation keeps the connection alive and dynamic. Too much pursuit from your side can lead to imbalance. Too much distance can lead to disinterest. The sweet spot is where she feels both your presence and your absence and desires to close that gap herself. When you master this step, you stop being the man who begs for her attention and become the man she's eager to impress, engage, and hold on to. Step 5. Leave an emotional signature. Anyone can give flowers, plan a date, or say something sweet. But what makes you truly unforgettable is not the material things you offer. It's the feeling she associates only with you. This unique feeling is what I call your emotional signature. It's the distinct emotional mark you leave on her heart, the one that lingers long after the moment has passed. An emotional signature isn't about grand gestures or dramatic scenes. It's about consistent, authentic moments that quietly attach your presence to a specific feeling. Maybe it's the way you always make her laugh at the exact moment she needs it. Maybe it's a particular look in your eyes when you're listening to her. It could be the calm you bring when she's stressed, or the excitement she feels when you show up unexpectedly. The most powerful emotional signatures are personal. They come from truly knowing her likes, her fears, her quirks, and weaving that knowledge into your interactions. If she once mentioned loving the smell of coffee in the morning, sending her a voice note while brewing yours might trigger that warm association. If she has a favorite old movie, referencing a line from it during conversation can make her feel seen and understood. Psychologists have long known that emotional memories are far stronger than factual ones. She may forget the details of a conversation, but she will remember exactly how you made her feel in that moment. That's why your goal is not just to be present in her life, but to anchor yourself in her emotions. Your emotional signature should feel effortless, not forced. If you try to engineer it too obviously, it will lose authenticity. The key is to notice what naturally happens between you two, and then be intentional about repeating and deepening those moments. Over time, she will start associating certain feelings: safety, excitement, comfort, joy, with you specifically. And here's the magic. When she experiences those same feelings in other contexts, her mind will subconsciously connect them back to you. That's when you stop being just another person she knows and become the person she feels. Step 6. Always leave parts of yourself unknown. Familiarity can build comfort, but too much familiarity too soon can kill attraction. Human curiosity thrives on mystery. And in relationships, mystery is not about playing games. It's about keeping the discovery process alive. A woman's interest doesn't fade because she stops liking you. It fades because she feels there's nothing left to uncover. If she thinks she knows everything about you, the sense of excitement naturally weakens. To touch a woman's heart deeply and keep her emotionally engaged, you must let her feel that there are still hidden layers to explore. This doesn't mean you should be secretive about important matters or dishonest. It means revealing yourself gradually, in a way that allows each new layer to feel like a gift she has earned. Instead of telling her your entire life story in the first few weeks, share pieces over time, especially in moments where they naturally connect to the conversation. If she asks about your past, give her enough to satisfy her curiosity in the moment, but leave subtle hints that there's more to the story. Let her be the one to ask follow-up questions later. This approach mirrors the best stories and movies. They don't reveal every plot point in the first act. They give you just enough to keep you hooked, and each revelation makes the experience richer. Similarly, in relationships, pacing your self-disclosure keeps her engaged and makes her feel that knowing you is an ongoing journey. Mystery also comes from action, not just words. Show her sides of yourself she hasn't seen yet. A hidden talent, an unexpected hobby, or a surprising strength in a challenging moment. These moments disrupt the patterns she thinks she knows about you, reigniting her fascination. Power often lies in unpredictability. When people can't fully predict your next move, they pay closer attention and value each interaction more. In love, unpredictability doesn't mean instability. It means maintaining a balance between familiarity and surprise, between comfort and curiosity. When you leave parts of yourself unknown, you give her a reason to keep coming back. Not because you're withholding, but because you're worth discovering. And when she realizes that no matter how much time passes, There's always something new to learn about you. She won't just want to keep you in her life. She'll be afraid to lose the only man who keeps her heart guessing. In the end, touching a woman's heart isn't about chasing endlessly or impressing her with grand gestures. It's about understanding her unspoken pain, reflecting her essence without losing yourself, creating subtle moments that linger, allowing her to invest in you, leaving an emotional signature, and keeping the spark of mystery alive. These 6 steps are not tricks. They're a way of being that invites genuine connection. When you master them, you don't just make her fall for you. You make her feel safe, understood, and deeply valued. And that feeling will bind her to you far more powerfully than any fleeting charm. True attraction isn't about control. It's about creating a space where love can grow naturally and where her heart chooses every day to stay with you.